What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Polygon today, POL. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 28th day of August, and if you're wondering, you said POL, why does it say Matic? If anybody's new, Polygon used to be Matic, or Matic and Polygon were separate things, but they combined, and they changed their ticker this cycle. But anyways, looking at this chart because it has more historical data, that's why, right? If you look at the POL charts, it's new. Matic has last cycle and dating back even to 2019, right? So looking at this here from an overall high, last cycle's high in December of 2021 to the low that occurred in April of this year, you guys, altcoins, this is a definition of a bear market. We just had a absolutely immersive experience in the land of bearishness here. From a high to a low, I would expect that we do break out of this, right? We've got a very nice formation here, flat top with ascending lows, bullish ascending triangle at the base here. This is a nice reversal pattern. I wonder if we have any of these actually dating back in time. Let's just see. No, not really. Oh, kind of right there, actually, right? Higher lows, flat top right there, kind of. But this is a lot better looking. I do think that Matic, or Polygon, sorry, it's not Matic anymore. I think that Polygon is going to break out and see new highs, absolutely. What we're probably going to do is come up and interact with these lower high trends and interact with that 382 area. So you're at about 24.6 cents now. I would expect an immediate move up to about 50 cents. It's very common to go at your 382. Typically what you do is you go just above your 382, so just above it right there, 50 cents. That's a nice psychological area of resistance perhaps, and you've also found some resistance here right at this level, right before, or support I should say, right at this level before, resistance right there, and it's right above your 382. I think 50 cents thereabouts is a perfect area to go to, and that's probably what you're going to do. Maybe sometime in September, consolidate a little bit, do your thing, and then going into October, you should push higher. I really wouldn't be surprised because you've had such a massive downtrend if you saw this thing rip all the way up to about 93 cents to $1.15 by the end of October. Certainly by the end of the year, I would believe that you're up there above $1, and you could even be higher. You know, maybe you're as high as like $1.50 to $2.06 by the end of the year. But you know, it's hard to say. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but there are always cryptos that do very, very well in their very first cycles, just to get a lower high in their second cycles. They don't even see new all-time highs. I mean, if we look at this, really from this low here in March all the way up to where you went here, that was a 300, that was almost a 400x, you guys, that it did last cycle. And you've come down quite a bit, you know, from the high here, we can get it, high to the low. You saw a 94% drop. That's pretty standard in crypto. That's actually a very standard thing, especially in your first bear market. It's very standard. So will you see new all-time highs is kind of the question at hand here. If we're looking at Polygon, let's see. Oh, that's not it. Paul. Why? There we go. Previously Matic. So I guess a lot of you would know if you're looking that up. $2.5 billion in market cap. This is your second cycle. So I would say that Polygon does have the potential to see, you know, over a $100 billion market cap. With that, you have 50x potential or more. Does that mean that you get there? No, but you can get there, right? 50x or more. I mean, at a 25x, 24x, you're doing 64 cents, or sorry, $6.44 right there, right? And then if you're moving up from there all the way up to about your golden ratio at $17.90, that's about a 74x. That wouldn't put you above 200 billion, but that would get you pretty damn close. I think it's, would it put you above 200 billion? Maybe 2.5 times 20 would be a $100 billion market cap, right? Because 2.5 times 10 is 25. No, it'd be times 40. So times 40 is $100 billion, and then times 80 would be 200 billion. So yeah, it's just below $200 billion market cap right there. I suppose it's possible. I don't think that most cryptos will see market caps above $100 billion, but if it's their second bull cycle, that's when that happens. So $100 to $200 billion, sure, we could see that happening. Anything from a 20 to a 75x, I think, is very possible for Polygon. But I would lean more probably toward this 1414 area. It's very common actually to stop at the 1414 for cryptos in their second cycles. You know, the 1618 to the 2272 is very, very common as well, but the 1414, you know, sometimes that's what we do. So right there, $9.80. If we were to go right to the 1414, you could go just above that and see a $10 price by the end of this cycle. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's talk about the short-term stuff real quick, okay? Let's go over the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom back out. Wow. Very, very gappy. let's look at this. Since we're doing the short-term stuff, let's actually look at you on Coinbase. Something with some volume on it, you know, while it's loading. We can talk about some very important things about life, right? The secret to life, the ultimate end. Here we are. So looking at this at about 24.7 cents now. The 1 hour RSI getting overbought consistently, not really getting oversold so much. I think it is in a more bullish posturing. The stochastics look good, and the MACD is bouncing off the zero. I like all of what I'm seeing here, so that's nice to see. Very neutral, but still on to a bullish effect again, right? Looking at the 4 hour time frame. Wow, we've got like a giant, I don't even know what to call that. It almost kind of looks like a distributive phase, which would actually scare me to the downside, but I don't think it is. I genuinely think, again, you zoom out and you look at this long term, you know, since April, bullish ascending triangle that we have. You've got higher lows coming up here, and you've got this flat top. I think that you're getting ready to break out is really what's happening. This might even be some kind of form of a diamond. I don't know. It might be, but let's look at this a little bit closer here. Okay, so looking at this, getting the indicators on here. Stochastics look good. The RSI had a downtrend and it turned it into a kind of a sideways trend, and now you're coming back up. I think that's a good sign in itself. And now the MACD is just very neutral. We're not going to get too much off the MACD because of how neutral this is. So, but I guess it does look good with the idea of crossing up here. So all in all, we're just waiting on you to break out. The short-term stuff's kind of pointless to look at, really. You know, retrospectively looking at that there, high to low. My expectation for Polygon would be, yeah, look at that. You're finding support above the golden ratio. My expectation would be that we move up in a very short amount of time to 32 cents to 38 cents. That's your primary target zone. Might consolidate a little bit and then continue to rally, right? On the daily time frame here, the way I have that drawn is like into October, but I think it'd be early September you're here, maybe consolidate a little bit, and then continuing into September, into October, seeing that 50-cent area. Maybe you consolidate around there, right, a little bit, and then going into the end of October, you should be reaching for prices that I think would be based on this chart at new relative highs. Not new all-time highs overall, but just new highs relative to this. So you should be, I think, anywhere from 74 cents to $1.20 by the end of October. Certainly, if not by the end of October, if I'm wrong on the timing of this and it takes longer, then perhaps by the end of the year. But nonetheless, I think that you'll be seeing some stupendous growth in a very short amount of time. Typically, with these downward moves and these consolidation phases, whenever you break out, you move at a faster pace than you moved down. Typically, you move at a faster pace. So I would expect a very robust move to come out of this. We're waiting for you to break above about 27 cents. When you get above 27 cents, that's whenever it's time to get excited. Until then, you're just chopping. And I think this chopping is going to come to an end here pretty soon. Typically, your consolidation phases end with low volume. So you've got very low volume now. You should be breaking out to the upside here any minute now. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.